Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to make a cat DIY. We are going to make a cat igloo. I have it here for Bulmers. Bulmers is my cat. She is 9 years old and she's starting to get a bit chilly at night, and all she wants to do is spend her time under blankets. So I thought I would make her a very nice bed to keep her cozy at night, and so far she seems to love it. Even so now she doesn't want to go in, huh? Yes. But yeah, as usual, the pattern will be available in the Dropbox link in the description box below. Feel free to resize it if you need so, and let's get going with the tutorial. Okay, so for this project you will need, out of the outer layer, 3 of the side pieces and one side that has the opening. As you can see in here, I have used some fake leather, and not my best idea. I will not advise you to use fake leather, but rather a very heavy cotton or upholstery fabric. You will need also a bottom piece, and as you can see here, I've cut out little squares, so I cut out the little excess of the seam allowance. It's just to make it easier for later on. And for the lining, you will need the same amount of pieces. As you can see here, I'm recycling an old curtain, so you can do the same as well if you want to. And finally, you will need the same amount of pieces out of wadding. Alright, so the first thing we want to do is reduce the amount of layers that we have, because we have 3 layers. So you're going to attach the wadding to the lining. So for each piece of lining, you're going to put a corresponding piece of wadding, pin them together and just sew all around with a basting stitch. So it's basically a long straight stitch, and you're just going to take 1/2 centimeter seam allowance. So it's just to attach them together to make it easier for later on. So now it's time to start putting our shells together. So you're going to take 2 sides and put them on top of each other, right sides together. We are going to sew only one side, and you will make sure to stop sewing about 1 centimeter before the end at the bottom. That's very important, so we can sew the bottom later on. And stop sewing where the point would be, not all the way through. And once you're done with it, don't forget to clip in your seam allowance. That's going to relieve the bulk later on. So now we're going to repeat the process with the 3rd panel, and we're going to attach it to one of the sides only. And you're just going to repeat the same process again. And lastly, you're going to add the last panel using the same technique until you have a little dome. So now it's time to attach the dome to the bottom piece. We didn't sew all the way towards the bottom of each panel, and that's to allow everything to be sewn easily. Otherwise you're going to have a lot of bulk. So you can cut the excess seam allowance out of each panel if you do wish so. So that way each side will match a side of the bottom. So all you need to do is sew everything with a straight stitch and a 1 centimeter seam allowance. Then you're going to repeat this process with the lining, except this time you're going to leave an opening on one of the sides so we can turn everything in and out. So now we're going to put everything together. So the outer layer, you're going to make sure that the good side of the fabric is out. And for the lining, you're going to keep the good side of the fabric in. And you're going to stuff them, you're going to stuff your outer layer inside of your lining. And you're going to match the edges of the opening. Once everything is pinned, all you need to do is sew it in place. I would advise you to take it slowly and you should be fine. So now we are going to clip the seam allowance to relieve bulk, and as well because we have some sharp corner, we're just going to cut some large triangles within the seam allowance all the way to the sewing line, so we're sure everything will lay flat later on. Then you can pull the outer layer through the opening of the lining, so you just need to be a bit delicate with it and not too forceful, just take your time. Then what we need to do is close the opening on the lining, so you're going to put the seam allowance back inside and pin everything in place, and you can just sew it or by hand or by machine. And lastly, all you need to do is push back the lining back inside of the outer layer.
So because I use pleather, it doesn't sit totally right, but if you use a heavy upholstery fabric, it should be a lot better. I didn't think it would do it would be such a pain in my butt to do it, but yeah, it did. So I would not advise to use this fabric.
Alright guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, why not giving this video a thumbs up so I will know that you liked it, and also you can subscribe so you won't miss any of my videos ever again. Alright, I'll see you in the next video.